Welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swat with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about dealing with privacy issues concerning license plate readers. My guest this segment is Jerry Hill, a member of the State Senate from San Mateo. Thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you, Steve.
So what is the issue? I mean, law enforcement, they have these license plate readers, but I guess other folks do too.
Well, that's true, and law enforcement has been using license plate readers for a while, and they're very effective, and they should be able to use them to capture criminals, find stolen vehicles, look for stolen people in Amber Alerts and everything else. But the proliferation of these license plate readers by private companies and private vehicles, collecting 2,000 license plates a minute, creating databases of over 1 billion license plates, finding where you've been, tracking your location all the time. That's the problem, because there have been no rights. There are no legislation, and there is nothing to protect the rights of those whose license plates are tracked, and then patterns can be developed with no consequences. So
now, the trackers, as you mentioned, build up the databases.
Yes.
They sell this information.
They sell the information to insurance companies to find out where your vehicle has been parked. You could say you're living here, but you're actually living over here to get a cheaper insurance rate, and they'll find that. Or repossession agents. Banks use it to find cars located to repossess those vehicles.
They sell to law enforcement.
They sell to law enforcement, and private investigators. You can use that information and find out where people have been.
I know you sort of experimented with this yourself.
I did.
Using your wife as a guinea pig, right?
Exactly. I gave them my wife's license plate. They didn't know who I was, and I gave them a license plate number. So where she'd been. And they found that she was in Sacramento on a Wednesday afternoon at a location where she goes to as a gym. She goes there on a regular basis. This vehicle drove onto private property, took a picture. I got a picture of the vehicle, the license plate, a satellite view of where it was, the exact location, longitude, latitude, and exact time frame of that. So you could develop a pattern. If she were going there, which she did, goes there every week, they could find a pattern. So if you were looking for someone or stalking someone, you could find out where that person is, or if what we see is that people can use it to find ex-spouses or girlfriends or boys to harass people.
In California, according to the Supreme Court, we have certain rights to privacy.
We do. California is unique in that we have the right to privacy.
And so your legislation sort of plays on that to try to do something about this situation.
It does. It establishes some guidelines and some requirements that if law enforcement or anyone wants to get that information, they can't get it and then sell it to someone else. But if law enforcement uses that information, because there have been examples around the country with former girlfriends where someone met someone, an officer met someone, tried to find out where they were to contact them, that will be illegal in the future. They have to keep a record of where they and who they attach that information to, just as they do when they do a background check for someone.
What about destroying the information after a number of years?
Well, and that's an issue, because I think that information should be destroyed after a certain period of time. The Highway Patrol has standards with that they destroy it after a period of time, but law enforcement has been objecting to that. They want to keep it in perpetuity, and that's the problem. And it's sad, because if they do keep that information, they can access it at any time and develop those patterns of where you've been.
And you've had to, shall we say, water down this bill a bit because of law enforcement opposition, which still exists.
It still exists because they have what I believe is an incestuous relationship with these private companies. They are working hand in hand with them, trading information and using that information, and I believe against the privacy of the citizens of California.
Well, it's an interesting subject. We're certainly going to watch the progress of this legislation as it moves forward in the Senate. Jerry Hill, member of the State Senate from San Mateo County, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, Steve. It's a pleasure.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on My Government on Demand, also on YouTube. I'm Steve Swat. Have a great day.